Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only phenomenal Miss Deb Lutz to go over the MLB slate, the main 12-game slate tonight. Deb, how are you?
Doing great. Had a great weekend for the 4th of July and ready to be back at some DFS.
Fantastic. I am fired up for this slate because yesterday was weird. The top pitchers all got smashed. Just one of the oddest baseball days. So I am ready to put that behind us and get after a really good slate tonight. Like I say, a couple of early games we're not going to mess with, but you got a good solid 12-game main slate that starts 7:05 Eastern, and it's on Fanduel, Draftkings, and Yahoo, so we can all work off the same slate, no split slates, and really go after some good stuff. So very excited about that. We can talk briefly here about the weather. A couple of spots that we're going to want to keep an eye on, Deb. So again, we'll have that in our Discord, and we'll be mentioning it on our Twitter, and follow those very closely. And the two spots right now that have the best likelihood of rain are Cincinnati, Mets at Cincinnati, which is so. We're going to keep a close watch. The one that definitely is in trouble probably is Minnesota at the Chicago White Sox. Yeah,
I'm staying away from that game. Just there's so many great games, just not to have to deal with that stress 5 minutes before game lock. And the good news about the Mets-Cincinnati game is I think it's on the earlier slate. So
yes, so we don't have to sweat that one. I agree with you. I am not including the White Sox in anything right now. It's not like that game is like I gotta have game anyway, and it's just way too stressful. And so the other main slate games we should be okay. The only one could be a little delay is the Boston game, but I'm not real worried about that. But we'll follow it. And we'll have it in our Discord. We'll make sure that everybody's up to date on all of that. So definitely jump in and join us. We have all kinds of stuff going on, Deb. As you know, we have the NBA Summer League coming up, which you're going to be attending. So I'm fired up for you, first time. And it is the greatest. We were talking a little bit about it before the pod and just was giving Deb some of the ins and outs. Because I'm really going to miss that this year, but we hope to go next year as a entire family here of DFS Coach Talk. But it is a great time. So that podcast is probably posting as we're doing this baseball one. And in that, we have a new NBA Summer League offer. If you join for July 7th through the 17th, which is the entire NBA Summer League, it's only $26. So that'll be up on our website today. We're not going to have the 4th of July one taken off till tonight, so you can sneak in, grab that 4th of July special, which goes all the way to September 2nd. Brett will be taking that off the website this evening, so you want to grab that. That's, what is that, $74 all the way until September 2nd. So take advantage of that. If you do want to dip your toes in, catch baseball the next couple of nights in the first night of Summer League, $10, 3 days, just dive right in, dfscoachtalk.com. All right, let's do the game set and get motoring right through this. We've got all kinds of games to discuss. 7:05, Yankees at Pirates. It's an 8.5 total, 5 implied for the Yankees, 3.5 for the Pirates. Jameson Taillon and his $10K salary, we'll refer to DraftKings salaries, and Jose Quintana, $8K. Nice weather, 8 miles an hour out to left, 85 degrees in Pittsburgh. Game 2, Washington and Philly, 7:05 game. Game is a 9.5 total, a little bit higher, 4.21 implied for the Nationals, 5.29 for the Phillies. That's your old stomping ground.
That's right.
There. Big 5+ implied total for the Phillies. And it's 81 degrees, 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to dead center. And I have Paolo Espino listed at 6.7K. I believe he's starting. One site had Scherzer, but I think it's Espino. Have you seen anything different?
Yeah, it's definitely Espino.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Excellent. And then we have a youngster by the name of Christopher Sanchez at 5.2K going for Philly. He's a lefty. And Espino's 6.7. So could be some runs here with these youngsters on the mound.
I think so. This is going to be a live game. Bunch of runs. I think there's going to be at least one home run in this game. I like this game a lot for hitters.
I agree. Rangers, Orioles, 7:05. Slight chance of a shower. I doubt it, though. 9-mile-an-hour breeze blowing out to left. 9.5 big total here. Both teams have a 4.75 implied, so some runs from both sides. Mm-hmm. Two super cheap pitchers on both sides here as well, so same scenario. Spencer Howard, 5.7K, and Austin Voth, 6.3K. So there's some – you can get these two pitchers cheaper than you can some of the bats.
Yeah, but do you know that Austin Voth is batters are hitting over 340 against him this year? So I'm going to talk a little bit about a nice little Texas stack. That's an ugly batting average.
That's brutal. I mean, that's slow pitch softball number.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And here's an interesting one. 7:10. Cleveland Guardians, Detroit Tigers, 9 implied, 88 degrees, breeze blowing out to left at 10 miles an hour. Nice weather in Detroit. Cal Quantrill, 8.4K against Drew Hutchison, 6K. And you have a 5 implied for the Guardians on the road, 4 implied for Detroit. Again, some possibility of some good hitting, I think, in that game. Next one's Tampa Bay and the Red Sox. Like I said, slight chance of a delay or shower. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it's going to happen. It may be late if it does. And it is 76 degrees, warm in Boston. Wind blowing out 10 miles an hour to left. Jeffrey Springs, who we've played quite a few times here, the lefty at 9.7K against Nick Pivetta at 10.3K. So big bucks in this one. Considering the fact that it's a 9.5 total, 4.5 implied for Tampa, 5 implied for Boston. So something doesn't add up here. High totals and high pitcher price.
Yeah, that one surprised me. I mean, you got a couple of pretty good pitchers, really good pitchers there with that kind of a total, and a little bit
surprised.
And the weather's not real hot. It's not a
No, I honestly thought it'd be 8.5, not 9.5. Yeah, I was very surprised. So
bet the under.
Yeah, Vegas knows something, so it'll probably be 12-10. All right, 7:20 Cardinals Braves, another 9.5 total here. It is 87 degrees in Hotlanta, a slight breeze blowing in from right at 5 miles an hour. 4.36 implied for the Cardinals, 5.14. So another team over the 5 implied total in the Atlanta Braves. Andre Palante against Ian Anderson, and Palante's 6.4K, Anderson 8.5K. So a little pricier on Anderson. 8:10 in the Dome in Houston. The Royals are going to Houston. 8.5 total, 3.24 implied for KC, a big 5.26 for Houston. The old man, Zach Greinke, back in some of his old stomping grounds, 6.5K against Luis Garcia, an expensive 9.5K. Next one, also a Dome game, Cubs versus the Brewers, 8.5 total, 4 implied for the Cubs, 4.5 for the Brewers. Kyle Hendricks, 7.6K. And Jason Alexander, also known as George Costanza, is 7.3K. So also interesting. So we've got 4 more. 8:10 game, Minnesota White Sox. That's the weather game that looks bad. We're probably going to be fading it. It is a total of 9. If it does play, 4.31 implied for Minnesota, 4.69 for Chicago. Chris Archer, 7K. Michael Kopech, 8.8. So just something to keep in mind if things shift throughout the day weather-wise. We'll keep you informed on Discord. We'll also splash some stuff out there on Twitter. 9:40 in the dome there, now in your neck of the woods. San Fran at Arizona, total 9. 5.05 implied for San Fran. Just under 4 implied for Arizona at 3.95. Alex Wood, lefty, 9.25, 9.2K. And another lefty, Tyler Gilbert, 6.9K in that one. Next, last two later games. We have 9:40 also, I guess, same time for this one. Toronto and Oakland. Real comfortable 68 degrees in Oakland. A little bit of wind blowing out to right center, 9 miles an hour, but very pleasant weather there. 8.5 total. 4.84 implied for Toronto, 3.66 for Oakland. Yusei Kikuchi, the lefty, at 7.8K against Adrian Martinez, 7.2K. So good pitching scenario there, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Last game is going to be highly owned, probably like it always is when it includes the Dodgers. It's Colorado at LA. It's a 10-10 game, so a late one on the East Coast here. It is 8.5 total, 3.28 implied for Colorado, and a nice 5.22 for the Dodgers. Herman Marquez, 7.7K, and the youngster Mitch White, 7.4K. So we don't have a Coors game. We don't have a Wrigley win game. Yeah. We have some, reality here of some games where we don't have to get, totally overtaken by the news of what's where, when,
Yeah, it's a pretty balanced slate. I mean, you don't have any games over 9.5 runs or any under 7.5. So,
yep. And there's no Scherzers or, big superstar pitchers, right, or the guys that are going to get crushed like Rodons and, geez, craziness. So I do it. It's a very even slate. So it's not going to be hard to be contrarian at all.
Yeah.
I know people stack the Dodgers, and that'll probably be fairly highly owned, but there's a few other stacks, like you said, that you can pop up with here. They're going to keep things busy. So let's dive in right to it.
Okay.
Who are you looking at, Deb, for your pay-up pitcher today?
Yeah, I might be going a little bit chalky, although, like you said, I think we're going to get a nice spread on pitchers and batters. But I really like Luis Garcia.
Okay.
He's been extremely consistent. He's going up against Kansas City. Now, they don't strike out a lot, but they don't hit much either. And it's, I think it's a good matchup. He's been playing well. Houston's playing well. And there's not like you said, there's not a ton of real pay up pitchers here. So I like him a lot for his consistency in the matchup.
I don't blame you. I am going to spend a decent amount on my pitcher, even though there's not quote unquote the auto select a pay up pitcher. So I think everybody's going to have the same theory. Hey, tonight I'm going to load up on the bats, and just since it's so close, I'm going to get cheaper pitchers. But I'm going up. I like Nick Pivetta. I think 8-5, 323. He's a bulldog out there. Tampa Bay can hit at times, but they strike out a boatload. And I just think that he's in a good situation here. He's, again, 8-5 with that 3.23 ERA. And if you look at, his last games, people don't realize how consistent he's been. Last game was his worst game in 11 games. How about this? 31, 37, 58, 40, 36, 52, 40, 34, 58, 40, 46. Would you believe that was Nick Pivetta?
Amazing. Yeah.
I mean, so under the radar.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah. I'm 100% with you on that one. He was my backup, and I slightly went with Garcia only because that's the one you have to watch the weather on. So I think they'll play, but if it gets delayed, I hate playing pitchers that then end up sitting. So, but I completely agree with you. He's really under the radar.
The thing with the Boston game and the possibility of a delay, it's late. So I think he gets his, 7 innings in or whatever it takes. I really do. I feel good about it. And I'm hoping that slight weather issue and the price scares people away, because I would love to get him lower owned.
Yeah.
Because, he's 10-3 on DraftKings, 10-1 on Fanduel, and 47 on Yahoo. So he's no cheap date here. But, he only had 3 strikeouts last time. So maybe that'll spook people. But before that, 11 strikeouts, and then 7, 5, 8, 4, 8. So, Tampa loves to strike out, and I just think it's a great fit for Pivetta, and I'm hoping to get fair ownership. I don't want it to be, people are jumping on him here because there's no other pay-up pitchers,
All right.
How about your value?
Yeah, so I am going with Kikuchi when it comes to value. I think he's solid. He has he's got a 163 batting average versus lefties. And Oakland has 5 lefties in their lineup.
Yeah.
He's faced Oakland with success in the past. In 72 at bats, they're batting a cool 208 against him. And I think you mentioned it earlier, like good setup for the pitchers tonight in that ballpark. So I like him. He's 7,800 on DraftKings.
I like Kikuchi as my value, and I don't usually play Kikuchi. He makes me a nervous wreck. But, I think what Oakland's probably going to do, though, even though they have 4 or 5 lefties in their lineup a lot, they're so lousy that they do have some depth where they can throw a possibility. And this is the projected lineup right now. You're going to be shocked at this. 9 righties.
Oh, did they change it?
The projected lineup I'm looking at right now is Allen, Laureano, Bethancourt, Murphy, Piscotty, Pinder, Andrus, Nice, and Bolt.
Oh,
so
wow.
Here's the thing.
Changed it from, I looked at it last night, and the 5 lefties were in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and they changed it, whether they do it that extreme or not, but I don't care. Because that lineup stinks.
It stinks.
and they're not good. Nick Allen leading off, Sky Bolt in the 9 hole. You
got one player in there in Laureano, and the rest are, AA league.
I agree. And so, all that foul territory, cool weather, and Kikuchi can strike people out. Again, I know Oakland's not a huge strikeout, but they're a real, choppy hitters all the way around. So I think Kikuchi can step up here and have a decent game. I don't think he's going to blow the doors off, but for an SP2 that's cheap, like you said, I think he's a nice play.
We'll take it. I'd like to see about maybe 28 points from him.
I would take 25 to 28 right now. Absolutely. All right. How about your fade?
Yeah, it's a guy who I got lucky with early in the season, but he's just been terrible lately, and that's Ian Anderson. Yeah. He's just fallen off a log. He hasn't faced St. Louis yet this season, but St. Louis, I love the St. Louis hitters. I think it's a high-scoring game tonight. I think they go after him, and I just, I see him giving up a minimum of 4, probably 5 earned runs, and I'm staying away.
That makes perfect sense. I am going to fade. I'm going to give you 2 fades today, Deb. And the reason I'm going to do it is because people are going to want to throw stuff at their phones, computers, whatever their listening device is here or watching. I'm going to take 2 fades on pitchers that I think are going to have a lot of ownership, like 2 of the top 4 maybe owned guys. I just don't like them for multiple reasons. The first one is Jameson Taillon from the Yankees. I know it's Pittsburgh, and it's in Pittsburgh, and it's a pitcher's ballpark. I get all that stuff. But I just don't like what I've seen consistently from Taillon lately. Yes, the last game was better, but it was against Oakland. Pittsburgh, same kind of team as far as bad. I get that. But I don't know. Houston smacked him around. Minnesota smacked him around. And 5 innings, 5 2/3, 5 2/3, 5-4. So he's not gone over 5 2/3 in 5 straight starts. And I don't love pitchers that don't go deep in games. And because he doesn't go enough innings, 6 strikeouts against Oakland, but then he only had 3 against Houston. He had 3 against Minnesota, only 5 against the Angels that strike out every batter. So, again, I'm not saying he's going to get blown up by this, this crappy team, but I just enough to fade him as a play for building. If you're building 1 or 2, 3 lineups, we usually build 1 or 2 here at Coach Talk Hand Build. We follow everything, all the optimizers, everything, but we hand build. I just don't think he's, the way to go. Now, if you're playing 150 lineups or whatever, which maybe 0.5% or 1% of the players out there do, then that's a different story. But for the 99.5% out there that do things similar to what we do, which is build your lineups. That's
sorry about that.
I know who it is. You know who that is? It's Luis Garcia. He's pissed because I'm fading your play. So I figured he's probably gonna scream at it.
Absolutely.
Now, I do not think this is going to be popular either. He may be the most popular pitcher. I get it. 37 last time against the Yankees. I see that with my own eyes. I understand it. He's had 0 double-digit strikeout games this year is number 1. The last 4 outings, 5 1/3, 5, 6, and 4 1/3. So when I see these trends at this time of the season where you're not getting 7, you're not getting 6 2/3, you're not getting the long outings, and you're seeing games with strikeouts that pop up of 5 and 2 and 4 and 6. I mean, that's okay, but that Houston bandbox, man, you can hit the ball out of there so easily. It just, I'm not comfortable with pitchers in there. Now, granted, they've done well, and they're winning a lot of games, but I just don't feel terrific. And I know Kansas City absolutely stinks, but they have a few young guys. Bobby Witt Jr. is a player, by the way. I watched him a couple of games in a row against Texas. He's good. Whit Merrifield, Benintendi, they're all very average, but they're okay. It's not like some of these AA lineups is what I'm saying.
Right.
Even though they stink. So again, I'm not saying Garcia or Tyon are going to get smashed today, but if you're playing 1 or 2 lineups, I would rather go to Pivetta, maybe a Kikuchi, save some money and go there. So very contrarian today.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Ooh, gets me thinking, Coach. Gets me thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call, but we'll see where it happens.
I like the boldness of it.
Yeah, you got to shake it up sometimes, How about BVP? Who's your BVP player?
Yeah, so for BVP, I'm going with a very unexpected one, but the numbers don't lie. So my VP is going to be Colton Wong. From Milwaukee. So he's, I like the Milwaukee hitters against Hendricks. And in particular on Colton, he's had a lot of at-bats against Hendricks over the years. He's had over 53 at-bats, 19 hits, 6 of them for extra base hits, and batting .358 against him. So, you're going to get Colton Wong at possibly low ownership, certainly at a low price point. So I think he's someone you can slot into your lineup and feel good that he knows how to hit Hendricks.
Well, you can't go Wong as far as I'm concerned. So take that for your dad joke of the day, because I like Colton Wong as well.
Wow.
You look at all the BVP today and the fact that it's 53 at bats, so you feel a little better about it. He's got a 933 OPS against him, 508 slugging, 424 OBP, and like you said, a 358 average. So batting high in that order. I think he's a great pick. Just plug him in. He's not expensive. And I agree with you 100%.
Plug him in.
How about home run call?
All right. Home run. I know we're not going to have the same home run calls. I have a few of them. And I'm gonna go with Jose Ramirez.
Okay.
Good ballpark. He's already hit one against what's the Detroit pitcher's name? Yeah, he's already hit one against the pitcher there. He's, Ramirez is one of the best hitters in the game. And I think he's due for one. I don't think he had a particularly good doubleheader yesterday. So he needs to turn it around. And I think he hits one out today.
Yeah. Drew Hutchinson
Hutchinson. That's his name. Yeah.
So
forgettable. He's forgettable.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with him. And he's a guy that can easily, double dong it. He's not, you never know what Ramirez is going to do. He's a stud.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a little bit of an interesting pick, and it's more on what I expect as opposed to just looking at something of just BVP kind of stuff. I think Ronald Acuna goes deep today. St. Louis is playing in Atlanta. It's hot there. Andre Palante starts, but they're going to have different bullpen guys in there. I just think Acuna at home is due. He's had a few hard outs. He's barreled some balls up recently that just got unlucky on. So I think he's going to yank one out of there today.
High percentage option.
We'll take it.
For sure. Yeah, he is due, isn't he? I mean, when was his last home run? Let's see.
He's not homered in a bit. And
it's been June 21st. Yeah, he's been a little lighter on that this year.
And I've probably had him 7 or 8 times since then, I bet, because I played him quite a bit, expecting that breakout game.
Yeah.
You know what? Why not today?
There we go. All
right. Stacks. I know you like the Rangers.
I do. I really like Texas. I think you got a nice set of options, anywhere from Simeon to Garver. Simeon, Seager, Garcia, Lowe, Garver. I think Garcia has a good shot at hitting one out today. I definitely like him. We'll talk about him in the prize picks. I definitely like him for some good production. So anchoring Garcia in the middle of that and flopping either way around it. I'm leaning towards Lowe and Garver for a little bit lower ownership and lower pricing. I like it.
Yeah, and they've been moving that lineup around. They have guys, with Simeon, Seager, Garcia, Lowe, Calhoun, Jonah Heim has a lot of pop. So we'll see. Look at that lineup. I think I agree with you. I mean, like you said, Austin Voth, like epically terrible, batting average against him. So that's a great play there. For me, I like that Atlanta Braves team today against that Cardinals starter and bullpen. I just think with the heat there, and it's going to probably stay dry. I love the top of that order. It's super expensive, but again, if you go down to Kikuchi or somebody like that as SP2, and I have a few guys I like that are cheaper, like a Colton Wong. So Acuna, Swanson, Olsen, Riley, Arnaud, Ozuna, all the way, that top 6, 7 are very solid. So any part of that, or even splitting it up, I may go up top with Acuna, Swanson, and underneath like 5, 6, or 6, 7 with Arnaud, Ozuna, or Ozuna Rosario.
Yes, I like that. I'm also going to take the other side of that one. I like the St. Louis stack.
Yeah.
I think, Goldschmidt and Arenado, and maybe throwing Yepes in there. I agree with you. I think it's hot. I think there's going to be some home runs. I don't think either side of it's got the great pitching going. And I think it could be a little bit of a high scoring game in this one.
Well, 9.5's the total. So it would not surprise me if this game gets a bunch of runs. That's for sure. All right. I have one more stack. And it's a little bit of an interesting one, and I can explain that one a bit. Sort of like San Francisco in your neck of the woods today. There's such professional hitters, and guys that sneak up. They never get high owned because they're later games, But guys like Wilmer Flores, Darren Ruff, Evan Longoria, Mike Yastrzemski, I mean, you can feel pretty good at cheaper prices. I mean, those guys I just mentioned, even if you go Slater up top, 3-1, 4-1, 3-1, 4-3, 4-3. So, you're getting low-priced mini stacks there against a pitcher in Tyler Gilbert, where I think the righties that I mentioned can really take advantage of them.
Yeah, that's a great call. Again, if you're trying to get some cheaper bats in there, you got great value up and down that lineup.
Yeah, and if you're going to spend up for some bats like Atlanta bats or Dodgers, neither one of us said the Dodgers stack, but obviously that has to be, considered, or at least a one-off there. Muncy got scratched yesterday. We'll see if he's back. And, a lot of those guys for the Dodgers have had great success against Marquez, but you also have to be careful, because if you just look at BVP stuff, when you pitch in Colorado,
exactly,
Dodgers in Colorado, that's not a fair comparison.
Exactly. Marquez is a totally different pitcher outside of Colorado. So
he really is. He's not bad. Talk about a guy that needs for his career to get away
traded. Yeah, exactly.
That would really help him all the way around. No doubt about it.
Exactly.
All right, let's dive into PrizePicks.
Yeah.
We'll share 2 PrizePicks in here, and it is Taco Tuesday, so we'll have to check that out and see what we get for that. But let's give 2 picks here each, and then we will share some more with our members in Discord. And remember a couple of things. Number one, this is the time to get involved here at Coach Talk. This is a real prime time. I know everybody looks at NFL and NBA as the prime time. I get that. But right now we are all over this NBA Summer League. We're all over baseball and being able to focus on baseball. We're attacking NASCAR, MMA, and we're really, really got some momentum going. So today you'll have until sometime this evening, wherever, and it's taken off the website, to take the 4th of July special that goes until September 2nd. That's only $74. Gives you everything. If you want just the NBA Summer League, it's $26, July 7th to July 17th. All the games, everything, all the lineups, everything is yours there. If you want to dip your toes in the water and check us out for 3 days, $10. You just go to dfscoachtalk.com and you can sign up right there. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow all of us at DFS Coach Talk. Deb, tell them where you are on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm at Deb Lutz 33.
Deb Lutz 33, and I am at Joe Sarvati. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, by the way, hit that thumbs up. That's our big ask every show. That helps us a lot on the algorithm for the podcast ratings to get out in front of more people. Hit also the subscribe button and the little alarm in the corner that'll let you know when any of our podcasts premiere. And I'll be jumping on this one as it premieres as well. So, all right, Deb, first play for you on PrizePicks today.
Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier. Going to go with Adolis Garcia at plus 0.5 runs and ribbies. So I got to believe with, against Voth, there's going to be some hitting going on. He's right in the center of the action. He's got to get at least 1 run or RBI.
I like it. That's a great play. I'm going to go with our duo pick for value play, Kikuchi over 5 strikeouts. I just feel like in this matchup, I know Oakland's not a big strikeout team, so people may not just immediately go right to it. But it's just, I'm telling you, they just have some shaky bats in there. And if they're trying to stack righties against them, they're going to put some guys in the lineup that are,
shouldn't be in the lineup.
Yeah. So Kikuchi, I think, I've got him listed at 7 strikeouts in this game. And even if he gives up a couple of runs, as we know, you get 7 strikeouts, you're in pretty good shape.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Excellent. Pick 2 for you. Yeah,
my second pick, I'm going to go with Rhys Hoskins at plus 1.5 total bases. He's been hitting better, with Harper out. He's sort of the heart of the lineup now. And, up against Paolo Espino. He's had some success against him already. And he's already hit a home run against him. And I like a couple extra base hits for our man Hoskins today.
Yeah, he's been in a groove, man. The last 2, 3, 4 weeks, he's been incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the aforementioned Ronald Acuna Jr. with a little mark over the end. Acuna Jr. 8.5. Expect that. That's no problem. It's in Atlanta against St. Louis, who's again I think going to spend a lot of time with that bullpen in this game, and I think Acuna can bust that 8.5 over fantasy score with one swing of the at bat.
I like it.
All right. Do you think you want to do a two brains lineup? What do you think?
Hey, let's go for it. I think, we'll go through it quickly.
Let's go through it quickly.
Give it to our listeners.
Yeah, they want a two brains lineup. I know we get Deb. Where's Deb? We want her lineup. So here we go.
Let's do it.
And she's got to carry me,
Gotta pull it. Yeah, you're right. Coach has taught me everything I know. What are we talking about?
Oh, well, I appreciate that. All right. So you can have first pick, Deb. What would you like to put in this? This is the Fanduel. Two brains are better than one GPP. So it can be a little bit different.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something to go against multiple lineups that's, a little bit leveragey and out there so you have a chance, then this hopefully you'll do it.
All right, let's do it. Well, I'm going to start with Rhys Hoskins as our first baseman.
Okay.
Get us going there.
Works for me. I'm also going to spend some big cash here because for some reason it's Ronald Acuna Jr. day for me. So that's 4,400 bananas. So we're going to have to get skinny here pretty soon.
It's okay. We can do it. I'm going to, 1 second. Just got to get my guys in here. Yeah, well, let's get skinny with, we both love him with Mr. Colton Wong.
Yes. I think, and I have another place to get skinny since we agreed on 2 people today. Okay. I'm going Kikuchi, 7,900. Nice. That's it.
All right.
So now that gives us 3,220. We don't have to sweat it as far as filling out the rest of the lineup.
So then let's go with another big bat. I think. I guess he's going to be high owned now.
We're going to be different.
Yeah, let's, all right. You know what? I'll go with Adolis Garcia.
Okay. Yeah, you got to get some of those Texas sticks in.
Exactly. Exactly.
3,900. Let's see. On my stacks, I want a little San Fran representation in here.
Okay.
So I'm thinking Evan Longoria, batting cleanup more than likely 2,900.
Nice. Wow. Boy, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's see. What do we have left? 3,100. All right. I like some of these. Let's go with another I'm all over the place here. An expensive guy that I think should be pretty low owned, and that's Jace Peterson. Also another MVP guy. He's hit. He has
a good MVP against him. Now we'll have to make 100% sure he's in the lineup.
Yeah, I was just checking on that to see actually,
because he may not be in there. I don't know.
Composed.
Let's see.
He's in there right now. And
yeah, he is. He is. So we'll put him in
we'll do it for now.
At utility then, 2,600, because he's a third baseman.
Yeah.
So Jace Peterson. And again, if anything changes for those that aren't members, we do Colin puts it up on Twitter. So no problem there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my little mini early start here. Dansby Swanson, 3,600.
Nice.
So that gives you 3,100 for the last spot.
Okay.
For an outfielder.
So that should be pretty easy for an outfielder.
There'll be a bunch of choices.
Let's see what we got here.
And I'm not gonna sway you. I'll let you make this call. I see a bunch of good ones though.
Huh? Do you? All right. Let's see. I always get stuck with the last one. It's like, all right, we got so Gonzalez is injured. He's not playing.
Right.
Well, I don't love the Detroit guys, although Green's been pretty good. I guess, let's go with Mary. Well, I don't want to go into my pitcher. Merrifield's been really hot, but
yeah, it'd be against your top pitcher.
Go against my top pitcher. That's not cool. I'm going to go. Not my favorite, but given where we're at, let's go with Rosario. I do like the Cleveland bats today, so we'll go with Rosario. Who would you have gone with?
Who would I have gone with?
Yeah,
maybe
Hayes.
Probably Hayes. Yeah.
But you know what? Let's switch it up to Hayes. A little more pop in there. Let's go with Hayes.
Oh, you want Hayes? Oh, Rosario's going deep for sure now. You know, I love it. All right, so we are set here. Kikuchi, Hoskins, Wong, Longoria, Swanson, Acuna, Garcia, that's Adalis Garcia, Hayes, and Jace Peterson. We could have always made it really confusing and gone with Jock Peterson. And had Jace and Jock Peterson and Peterson. But you know what? Instead, we're going to go with Jace, the lefty hitter from the Brewers. Yes. That'll make Josh happy anyway.
I was thinking that between Wong and Peterson. All we needed was to get Yelich in there, and he would have been over the moon.
Exactly. Well, and hopefully that is a big winner for all of us. It'd be nice for everybody listening to split that up and
that'd be fun.
Check it out. That would be fantastic. So there we go. We did pretty good time. We said we wanted to go down to 40 because we've been pushing an hour when we do it. And look at this, 42 minutes. We're right on.
Not bad.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you. And one thing before we go, Deb, how was your trip real quick to let everybody know? I know you were in Texas for the Big Three. I know the Krause House, all that. Give everybody a 30-second snippet.
I tell you, the Big Three, they've decided to give the ownership to the fans, so you can purchase a piece of the team. Of each team, there's 12 teams in the league, and you can purchase a piece, and with it, you get a whole bunch of goodies like tickets to games, Fireball, merch, things like that. So we took advantage of that, and then we headed over to Dallas. We got upgraded. We ended up in the courtside seats. Got to hang out with the likes of Brian Scalabrine and Ice Cube, and it was an amazing time. It's a good product they put out there, and it's a fun game. We're trying to get them on. I know, Coach, you've been talking about that, trying to get them on DraftKings and FanDuel. I think that's the next big thing because it's a lot of fun. So.
Well,
had a great time.
House and with you, we have the in on the Big Three, getting all the scoops. So I'm going to keep sending my emails, get the Big Three on there. We'll see. You never know. They put all kinds of stuff on there. So
yeah, right. Exactly. Why not? Exactly.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you had a great trip. And so next week, will you be at the Summer League?
So Summer League is going to be not next weekend. It'll be the weekend after, the weekend of the 15th.
Okay. So
I can give you the live play-by-play for your lineups.
Fantastic. And let me know if you need. I know when you get there, you can't put lineups in Vegas. So yeah, it gets a little tricky. So
that's
DraftKings
draft it ahead of time.
Don't listen to this, DraftKings. But if you need me to put lineups in, call me. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. We're going to have a bounce-back monster day in baseball. I feel it. And play that two brains lineup. It's going to be a winner today. I'm going to guarantee it like Barkley. So
nice. That's it.
It's going to cash. That's all I'm saying.
Cash. All right. Let's do it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening in. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Crash on here to go over the Wednesday slate. So let's have a big one tonight, and we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB, DFS, and PrizePicks.